maybe hopefully sometime in May, into May or June, have an opportunity to sit back and kind of rethink some of the good things that have happened to us, Jeff. But not, after we won the tournament, my wife and I went away for about 3 days just to try to sleep for a couple days, and because we had planned, instead of going to the Final Four in New York, to kind of take some time for ourselves, and we were able to do that. And then got back in here Monday or Tuesday, and work is normal. It's stuff you have to get done, and there's so much time to get those things done. Trying to finish up things, recruiting in junior class, and got a football weekend coming up, blue white in 2 weeks. Got to try to get some kids in for that. So there's things you have to get done.
What kind of bounce have you gotten off of winning the NIT in terms of fan support? Have you gotten a lot of feedback, and in recruiting, how much more interest are people taking?
Well, it's been great in terms of fan support and positive letters and emails and from people across the country, colleagues as well. Recruiting, we hope it ends up being positive for us. We think that's going to happen. We had some positive things happen already. Can't talk about them, but positive, some things have happened. So, we think it's going to be fine. We're going to try to feed off of it and push and get better. And so, the time will tell. But it's been good.
Looking ahead to next year, what was the best thing that came out of the NIT run? Was it the development of guys like DJ and Andrew who seem to step up their game?
I think it was a couple things. But I think playing the additional games, those guys playing under the gun where you lose, you go home. Playing on the road at Florida, win a big game. Hopefully give them some confidence that we can go play anywhere in the country, and we've proven that in our league and in non-league. I think just the experience of going to New York and staying focused and being in an environment for 4 or 5 days, playing in that type of tournament environment with the media and all the hoopla that went around, all that kind of stuff, distractions, and we were able to stay pretty much focused. And I think that'll be a good experience down the road. I think that 3 or 4 national televised games we had were very important for our team, for our program. So many people commented, wow, I didn't know you guys were that good. I didn't know this guy was that good or that guy was that good. And you look at our record, and you win 27 games, you're 10-8 in the league, and all of a sudden it was a valid stamp that you guys were good, and it was fun watching you play. That's what kind of comments I got.
How optimistic are you that guys like Drew and DJ and Chris and Jeff can alleviate some of the pressure off Taylor next year to the same extent that Stanley and Jamel can do?
Well, they're gonna have to, and hopefully the freshmen coming in can help as well. But I think everybody has a role. Those roles have not been defined yet. We've only been 2 weeks since then, but we started working out again this morning, and we'll work out again tomorrow and the next week, and then we've got to shut it down because of NCAA rules in our last week of classes and finals. But I think those are some things that will happen over the course of summer. I think it's a big summer for a lot of our guys. I think for freshmen this past year, Billy Oliver, it'd be an important summer for him, and Chris and Cam, important summers for those guys. DJ, Drew, you mentioned, very important summers for those guys. Important summer for Taylor. I mean, he's got to improve in some areas, and he knows he needs to work on. So this will be important for a lot of guys in the off season to do the things we've spoken about in terms of getting better, improving their games.
I think Taylor finished with the most minutes in Division I. Can he do another season like that?
He's pretty durable. If we want him to, no. If he has to, he will. I think, in addition of Tim Frazier, another natural point guard who recently was just rated #1 player in the state of Texas, will help. We can get the ball out of his hands a little more and give him some freedom that way, and maybe use Taylor a little differently than we have in this past season. If things work out the way we hope they can. So we'll have to see. But he's a strong kid. He's a tough kid. He wants to play. Hopefully, we don't have to do that. But if we will, I think he's proven he can play those minutes and do very, very well and be very, very effective playing the minutes that he played.
How close are you to completing the non-conference schedule?
Changes daily. it's been I'm gonna be quite honest with you, it's been a frustrating experience again. I think the better you get, the less opportunity sometimes you have. People don't want to come here and play. They look at our record the last 2 years, we're pretty good at home, but we've worked hard at it. Kind of contracts are out there, we're hoping to get them signed. It hasn't been easy, and I know, I took a huge hit this year for it has not been easy. People do not want to. Poor John Perry, my kid up there, has called everybody since last November and continues to do that and callbacks, and there's opportunities to go on the road and play some people, but the opportunity to try to get a couple teams here have been a real challenge for us. But we're trying to, we're trying to look at a crystal ball. We're trying to play some teams who have been good this year, who we think are going to be good again. Try to play and to improve our strength of schedule, to improve our RPI. Whether that works out the way we hoped, we're hoping it does. But we'll never know.
Ed, what do you think is holding your program back from being in a place where a Michigan can get a UCLA to play them? Or is it just that you don't have the rep yet, or what is it?
I would think so. I would think you look at tradition. Michigan has maybe a more tradition, winning a national championship and Fab Five and all that kind of stuff, and we haven't had that yet. We'll get there. We've had several opportunities to go on the road though and play.
Yeah.
And play ESPN national games against good people. They didn't want to return. One game shot at a neutral site. We've had a couple of those that ESPN is trying to talk us. At least we're in a talk now, Mark. ESPN now is calling and talking about, hey, will you go play this team on a neutral floor in this city? They'll come back and play somewhere neutral. Can you take this to the Madison Square Garden? Can you take this to, to Hershey and their arena? They won't come back on campus, and we'll televise both games nationally. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't make as much sense for us. But we've had those opportunities to go play on the road now, and now we're trying to get those games at home.
Looking back to the season, looking now, how do you think the season results stack up with maybe what you expected way back in September, October?
Thought we would be a good basketball team. I thought we had an opportunity to be pretty good. I think it turns out we were pretty good. We won some games, big games. We won some games on the road. Won 27 games, the most in the school's history. We've been playing since 1855. The school was founded. I don't know when basketball started exactly, but it's been a long time, and we've got the most in school's history. So. We had a good team. I think our kids played well together. We had great chemistry. They fed off one another. We didn't have any egos. Guys just played hard, blue-collar team, and found ways to win games. I think when I look back at this team, they were very resilient. They were tough-minded. Some games, I was at my doctor's the other day. He goes, I got to tell you, I walked out at George Mason with about a minute and a half to go and got in the car and driving home, and my wife's yelling at me because we didn't stay for the end of the game. And another guy went to, said, I left the Illinois game with a minute to go. I wanted to beat the traffic. I can't believe I did that, but I did. You know what I mean? So we've had some great games and great finishes, which is exciting and for our students and our fans. I thought when we finished this SAG 133, I think we're RPI 47 or 42, your top 50 program. And so 5 years ago when we started this whole thing, I'm not sure we were top 250. And now we're a top 50 program, which we're aspiring to keep moving up.